Hey all, welcome back to another podcast, Printing's Alive. Today we're going to have a good one. If you notice, my hair has grown quite a bit since the last one. Today we have another special guest, a blessed guest. All my guests are blessed. That's thanks to John Bailey because I came up with that on when I had him as a guest. So we have Alex Fechner from advertisingprinting.com. What's happening, Alex?
How you doing, Warren?
I am doing great. I'm having actually quite a hairy day today, which I'm not used to.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so real quickly, I'm going to show everybody just one video that will give you the reason why I'm wearing the wig today. And here's the share my screen. Give me one moment, and I'm going to play it.
Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the
Direct Mail Dating Game!
A game show that matches contestants with the most eligible direct mail print providers on the market today. Our contestant today hails from St. Louis, Missouri. She is the vice president of sales and marketing for a large advertising agency, and she is currently looking for a partner who can help her clients get more exposure, actionable data, and a greater return on their investment. Our first provider enjoys sailing, traveling, and volunteers at the local animal shelter, but their campaigns don't integrate with digital ads, and they just can't generate enough interested quality leads to maximize your ROI. Oh, you know what that sound means. Talk about a lot of flash, but not enough cash. Our next eligible provider likes to take long walks on the beach, romantic dinner.
Okay, so we're gonna cut that short, but my wig is a little bit like the one you were wearing.
Yes, sir.
And the reason Alex is sitting here today is because every time I see his stuff marketing online, it just slays me. It leaves me laughing. It leaves me cracking up. And I always say to myself, why? I guess maybe I also feel a little bit connected to him because I used to do kind of stuff like that. But I'm always like amazed at the folks who do fun stuff that appeal to all kinds of people versus those that don't. So I just got to ask you, Alex, how long have you been doing this kind of marketing and outreach, and really what's come from it?
So, the marketing really got moving when our 100-year anniversary was coming up, and that was in 2023. And but one of the things I always noticed in my career, I've been in the printing industry full time for about 17 years now, and one of the things I always saw was printers can do the marketing for everybody else, but do a terrible job of marketing for themselves. Which I thought, all right, well, there's an opportunity, and anytime I give anyone a tour or tell them about the industry, they're always way more engaged than they had no idea how much goes into it, how many details there are, how much machinery is involved, and how every job's pretty much custom. And I wanted to really celebrate our 100-year anniversary. So we talked to 4 different filming companies or video marketing companies, and it wasn't until the last one to where I just felt like it was a really good fit. And being a huge movie and show guy, my expectations were super high. And when they made our 100-year anniversary video, I mean, it brought me and most of my employees, close to tears. They nailed our culture, our overall feel, our history, and the feedback I got from that 100-year video was just overwhelmingly supportive. And really just people were saying, why aren't you doing more marketing? Like, it seems like you guys got a good fit in the company you're working with. You got a great story to tell. Why aren't you marketing more for yourselves? And that was a thought I had from the very beginning. And I thought, no better way to put yourself out there, find the right fitting customers for you than showing who you are as a company through these short videos that is just about the only thing people are willing to do today. I mean, if you don't catch their attention right away, you've lost them.
Oh, so true, so true. So what did this do? I mean, you being the head of the company, marketing, etc., what do you think this added to the culture of the company and to the people within it?
It definitely got our employees really, really excited. Our team was really, really excited to jump in. Like the clip you just showed, Warren, the contestant was my bride, and she did a great job. And I don't know if anyone saw the direct mail detective video, but she's also in that one too. But the other three contestants, everyone in that video, they're all employees of our of advertisers, and they're all willing and excited to step up and take part in these videos. And it definitely caused some excitement in the building, and people are more collaborative on the ideas. And uh, from the series, the one video you just shown from the city series of direct mail dysfunction, that was a really, really fun campaign to build, and we had a lot of feedback from not only our video marketing team but our company as well. And that 4-part video series did so well, and we got so much great feedback on that we're going to keep doing this video marketing thing uh, for the foreseeable future for sure. It's going to be a part of our everyday strategy.
Yeah, no, I asked the question because I remember back when I did that infamous video, Printing's Alive. I will point out, Printing's Alive, the same name as the book and the podcast. Always got to do a plug. But when we did the video, Printing's Alive, aside from it being a little loud and different than what people are accustomed to, the whole company embraced it. It was like, oh my God, he's the owner of the company and look what he's doing. And it kind of gave everyone a little bit of you could really be yourself and have your own identity, even though that's not who I am. Well, maybe sometimes. But it just brought it together, and it brought everyone together. And, we had everyone marching together at the end of the video. And we actually did a second one. And I think just from a culture perspective, it makes it not just a workplace, right? Which is most important because we do spend more time with the people we work with than our own families. So you want to make it comfortable. More importantly, actually, with the videos, are you doing direct mail at the same time to reach customers?
Yes, we did do a postcard, and we're going to follow up with another postcard because the direct mail detective was the final video, and we have one more customer testimonial coming out from one of our accounts. And from there, we're going to send out one final reminder postcard with a PQR code that will actually be able to track the scans on, and that's going to drive to a website that will allow us to host a webinar showcasing our unique offering and the omni-channel approach to direct marketing.
So I was just going to say, if what I just heard, you are using everything at your disposable, everything that's available to you. I can't use the word, get the words out today, but everything that's available to you from a marketing perspective. Very important that you always, every printer, use print in your promotion. Okay, I never want to hear we did an email campaign because that's bullshit. But you're using the print. You said the omni-channel, so you're using your pearls, you're using your direct mail. People are getting the message they're seeing after the webinar. I mean, that's really what everybody should be doing today because we are printers, absolutely, but everything goes hand in hand and you can't do one or the other. But so my big question now is, of the audience that you're sending it out to, right, and your customers, what did the customers have to say when they saw it? And did you notice any increase in business, be it picking up new accounts? More important, actually, than just revenue.
So the feedback was overwhelming and positive from all of our customers. We had over 40 form submissions in the 3 months that this was running, 4 new Advertisers Connects campaigns. And just from our campaign alone, the engagement rate was almost 35%. We got almost 62 impressions per postcard we sent out. The digital ads we tied to it were, we had 41,000 Google display ads, 60,000 social media ads, and 34 QR code scans. And from all of that, we generated almost 900 new leads, with 2 of the leads actually being from our direct mail list. So inquiries are way up. We did get some new campaigns out of it. And there's a lot more interest in our unique offering. And without the campaign, it would just be a much slower climb and uphill battle of doing that. That being said, not everyone was a fan of the campaign. You learned quickly, that sometimes your marketing isn't for everybody, but we viewed everything based on the feedback we got from our test audiences, that some of our stuff was a little risky, but everyone gave us the green light. And the leadership team ultimately decided that we had more to gain than we had to lose. And, unfortunately, one of our customers was upset, but from the leads and everything that rolled in, I wouldn't change a thing. I do feel bad that it didn't hit with everybody, but I also don't regret doing anything we did, because it really showed our personality and fun as a company. If you're going to market, I feel like it's really important to be true and authentic, and try and do something that is going to hook the attention of the viewer right away. I didn't want to do the same old B2B campaign that was safe. I wanted to kind of be out there and kind of raise some eyebrows. And I can say with certainty that a lot of eyebrows were raised, mostly with laughs and curiosity, and a couple with, I don't know if I would have gone with that messaging, but I digress.
Well, listen, you know what? I mean, when I did the video, and it was seen by, whatever, I won't say millions and millions and millions of people, maybe just a million, but everybody laughed. And I got one phone call from one lady in all the years who accused me of abusing my son because I was screaming at him in the video. Like, did you do your printing exercises? Right. And I'm kind of laughing. And I said to her, I'm sorry you feel that way. I said, but, after that video, his head was so big, I couldn't even get him in the house. So I don't know why you're feeling that way. He's feeling a little different. I want to touch on the negative, but just quickly, the complaints you had about it. What really was it about? Like, did they think you did something morally wrong, or did it just rub them the wrong way?
I think it just rubbed them the wrong way. And, one of our videos kind of teased a medical condition that males suffer from. And, considering how the trend today is to kind of make fun of men and bash men anyway. So I thought I was just jumping on a bandwagon and doing something that was already teased. And, I watch Bluey with my 3 daughters, and I've seen advertisements for this particular male condition while I've been watching it with my daughter. So it's already flooded. The market's already flooded with that.
Hello, it's the blue pill. Like, that's why it's out there, right?
And when I was thinking of a unique way of marketing this offering, I was laying on my couch thinking, we enhance male, direct male enhancement, male enhancement, direct male enhancement, direct male dysfunction. And it was a light bulb moment for me.
Oh.
And that's I believe they thought it was in poor taste of in business marketing. But again, I don't want to be like every other company.
No.
I'd be lying to myself if, a lot's changing with AI, and there's less opportunity out there. And the shopper or your prospect or customers, their mind's made up before they even pick up the phone and call you. So if you aren't doing something unique and special and trying to stand out and putting your neck on the line, trying to risk, taking some risks to differentiate yourselves, I think you're going to die a slow death. And I'd rather put myself out there, and I never want to offend anyone. That's never what I try to do. I was hoping that this would make people smile, and they'd be curious about what our unique offering was. But like I said, you're not going to be friends with everybody. You're not going to be the best fit for everyone. But ultimately, I love and respect people who have different opinions of me. And if they feel like that was distasteful, I'm sorry I hurt their feelings. But I'd rather do that and do what's best for my company and my team than not do anything at all.
So I'm sitting here like just trying to contain myself because my brain is going sideways a little. I'm just curious, the client, was it a man or a woman?
It was a team of of both genders, and I don't know all the details, but
Yeah. So no, I was asking because if you were going to say it was a man, I'm going to say now I know why he cut you because he was just upset dealing with his problem. And if it was a woman, I was going to say obviously she's not happy with her partner and feels offense.
well,
But at the end, but at the end of the day, what comes to mind is, and I'm going to quote like Gary Vanderchuck, right? Because he's got a LinkedIn. I think he's got a 5 million followers, and he's everywhere, and all the young people are listening to him. And what does he say? And what I've heard him say is be yourself, be authentic. So I think I'm like a pre Gary Vanderchuck because I've always done that. People have called me out for different things, but at the end of the day, I don't claim to be righteous, but I think I'm pretty moral and ethical and walk a straight line. I'm never out to offend anybody or disrespect anybody. But sometimes along the way, you can't control how some people think and react or how they take it. Right. But yeah, so anyways, I go along with you need to keep doing what you do. You need to put yourself out there. If hopefully that one person or team comes around one day, because for all the years you serviced them, and it was never an issue. And the truth is, you didn't create the blue pill,
no, and
right?
we love and appreciate the years of partnership we had,
Right.
and we're here to help them if they ever want to come, if they ever want to, resolve the situation or discuss it. Um, Happy to make things right. Tried to make things right, but unfortunately, we weren't given the opportunity to do so. And there's a lot of great printers in St. Louis, and there's a lot of great printers in Missouri, and I'm sure they'll be taken care of if all of the business goes elsewhere. So I wish them the best, and we're here to help them if
Yeah, I agree. It's just, what, business is business. Sometimes for whatever the reason, you just lose somebody. And
yeah, it's just
obviously when you're losing someone, it's not what you want to do, and you're never happy. But you know what? If they're listening and they know how much you care, they'll come back. Anyways, we'll move on from there. So marketing in the printing industry. To everyone listening, like, keep listening because you've heard me say it before. I don't know why more printing companies don't do any marketing or complain or don't want to do the right marketing or don't want to spend. But like you said earlier, we do it for everybody else,
yes, sir.
right? And I'll start off by, first of all, there are a lot of great companies out there that do marketing. I always think of Hatteras as a great marketer. They don't
Bill and
stop.
Hatteras is they're I mean their
Leaders.
logo is the lighthouse, and I've told Bill and his team before they're literally a lighthouse for advertisers. They're unbelievable, and they you strive to be like their company, and they're marketing correctly and doing it in such a cool way.
And his leadership. Yeah. And there's a lot of other companies out there, and maybe I'm going to make a list and find them and talk about them, because I find myself talking more about the companies that don't do any marketing. Right. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not out to call anyone out, but I go to websites and I still see printing presses on there. I see them talking about doing the I don't see them talking about what they want to do for their customers. Why do you think that is?
It's really it is a symptom of having ink in your blood and being in the industry for a while. I don't understand because the customers don't care. They don't care what kind of equipment you have. They don't care about all these printer lingo that you're spouting out there that printers are just kind of, I'm not trying to put us down here, but just we speak like
we love ourselves, and that's okay.
Well, we love our speak and we love the lingo, and we talk like everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, G7 4-color process, FSC bleeds lineup, that's wonderful. And if you're in the design world and everything, that's great, but the expectation of the world today is fast, quality, and competitive pricing, and that's just how things are today. And why printers aren't simplifying the marketing and their messaging, and to your point even more, why they aren't doing anything at all, baffles me. But like you said, like I mentioned, Hatteras, Dope Marketing does a very good job with their quick videos. Dave Carroll's a friend of mine. there are companies out there that are doing a great job and growing and profitable, and you can just see they've got a rock solid culture.
Yeah, no, I love it. And well, so then this is the other thing. Like, I was chatting with a company that had just spent millions of dollars on new equipment and beautiful equipment and a great company. And when it came time to market themselves and we're chatting, I suggested a few things, and the first thing I suggested is that you need to start with a playbook. Like, you need to know what your plan is, who you are,
Yep.
what you do, who you sell, and I'm just frustrated because the conversation, like, everyone talked and it sounded okay, and then after it was like, no, well, we're not ready to do that yet, and I'm thinking, what the holy fuck? You just spent millions of dollars on equipment and you don't want to spend 10, 20, 30 grand to educate your team, your company, and then your customer? And to everyone listening, I mean, and this was the scenario or the analogy that I gave, right? Well, there's a lot of football fans out there. There's a lot of basketball fans, hockey fans, sports fan teams. Imagine that you own a team and you go out and you spend 500, $700 million on your payroll. Don't tell me you're not going out onto the field, onto the court without a playbook. We are the exact same thing. Printing is a sport and our equipment is our team players. So I'm really frustrated with how many people I talk to that don't want to finish the conversation or look the other way, or I don't even know what to say. I just truthfully, I want to grab some people by the neck and just shake them and go, "What are you fucking thinking?"
And Warren, I mean, we are guilty of that too. We've been going for 102 years, and a lot of printers, us included, I think for many years had the mentality, and it worked: build it and they will come. So you just buy this new piece of equipment, you add this new offering, and yeah, that may have worked in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but after that, after 2008 and the recession and the digital boom and the internet and now AI, um, you can't just buy a piece of equipment and let it fill up. Now, I say all this, and we're still doing that to a degree. But what I have noticed is when there is a marketing plan and you do actually educate your people, the business rolls in faster, your processes get figured out much quicker, and you really figure out what your niches much, much faster than just adding the equipment, crossing your fingers, and telling your sales reps, "Well, this is what the machine does. Go sell it." And it's very backwards.
Yeah, no, it's oh my God, you said so much stuff there that I was going to try to take it out of the bag in order. Number one, yes, we all buy equipment. All the equipment today, if you're in digital cut sheets, you're in inkjet or you're in offset, I don't care what anyone says, it's all good. If it wasn't good, it wouldn't be on the market. It wouldn't be sold by all these companies. Who you buy from comes down to who you like and whatever they hang in front of you and whatever they throw at you and all that other stuff. And then you just pray that you're going to get the service and that they're going to live up to everything that they say. But making the purchase is the easy part, right? Even if you have to finance and do all that, and it's a pain in the ass. But it's what you do after. And then this is the other thing with marketing. And I just had this conversation the other day. One of the problems in our industry is it's getting really old, right?
Yeah.
It's getting old quick. And by the way, I'm no spring chicken. But I could still stay out later than my kids. So I know that I've still got some run in me left. But all these companies out there that are getting old, right? And we can't find people to work, and they complain about the young people and this and that. And this is what I say to everybody. I go, I ask them, I go, so you're going to look for a new customer. I said, or you meet someone, what's the first thing you do? You check out their website. Then you go and you check out their LinkedIn page to see who they are. I said to the guy or the girl, because I don't discriminate much. And I said, so you're meeting a new young person to come into this industry. The first thing they do is they look at your website, they look at your LinkedIn, they go look at some of your competitors. And guess what? They're not calling you back. Why? Because what they're doing on their phone and how they're moving around is already superior to where you're at, but you haven't even taken the time to update, to be present with what's going on in I'll just say the telecommunication world between the internet, the audio, video, and you're not even showing like it's fun. We get to use our marketing not just to bring in customers, right? We use our marketing to let the world and the workforce out there know who we are, so that when they're looking for work, they get to go on and see something or maybe get excited. Or the more we put out there, they have a better chance of finding something that they can catch an interest in, right? Or they want to be in a fun company, or a company that's moving and doing things, and they see the employees are doing a lot of videos, and they're printing I mean, I've seen some printing TikToks that have 60, 70, 80,000 views on them, of just ink being poured into an inkwell,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah,
Or not inkwell, ink tray.
sure.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm just going like, holy moly. So again, what are all these print owners thinking by not marketing themselves and not spending the money?
I think a big part of it is just like you said, and Warren, yeah, you definitely run with the best of them, and your head's in the right spot because you're pointing out a major problem in our industry. And I think a big issue is the changeover of generations, and whether or not a printing company has done a good job of building a succession plan for the future. Now, I see with a lot of these companies that they don't have a son or a daughter or a nephew or a niece or someone coming into the industry that is going to bring new ideas and try and lift the company up and bring it to the times that it is now. And they're kind of just like, I've been doing this for 30, 40 years. I'm tired. I don't want to make another major investment. I don't want to have to do all this work. I think I'm just going to kind of ride the wave until I'm ready to retire. And either I'll get bought out, or I'll liquidate, or hopefully someone will buy. Hopefully someone will step up and take over the company. So I think it's getting those you know fresh minds and into the industry, and really listening to what they see and what they have to say. And another thing, kind of off topic point, but I think it's relevant to what we're discussing. From the new hires that we've made, of the younger people that we've brought into the company, the green ones learn faster, they take your processes faster, they bring better ideas. So there are great young people out there that, if they fit your culture, they're going to help bring your company to the next level and help you with your website and help you with your processes and help you with your marketing. Um, just because someone's been doing it or in the industry for 20, 25 years, that doesn't always mean that they're going to bring new, fresh ideas to your company. So I guess the
They're
point I'm
not. No. They are not
well,
going to bring, for the most part, fresh new ideas,
and
unless they've been in the industry 25 years, but they're hipsters.
yes, and it's not that they've definitely, some have come in and definitely helped with processes and clean things up that way, but new, fresh ideas that's going to help you stand out and that's going to help you with your marketing, never. Not in my experience. But these new young people, I mean, this woman named Michelle that we just hired had some great ideas after she had her baby, and we got some great videos of her bringing her son in, and um, we she's been such a huge part of our company, and she knew nothing about printing, but she seemed like she'd be a great fit, and she's one of our top producers now. I hope she wants to stay with us for many, many years. But hiring green young people that fit your culture and your industry have done great things for our company as a whole, and especially our marketing.
And for any position, right?
Any
Because
position, any
like
position.
when people hear printing, they think dirty, right? They think newspaper. So, and that's, and print is much alive. So yeah, there's a few less newspapers, but they made your clothes dirty anyway. So big deal. But people that think printing is dirty don't want to go near it. We need to put the word out there that, print is clean. Not only is print clean, it's leading in sustainability. Paper is one of the more renewable resources, right? And by doing that and attracting young people, it's better. I mean, and I'm thinking all the automation in the press room now, you're not getting so dirty anymore. Guys are not going home like mechanics used to with ink under their nails that don't come out for 20 years.
Yeah.
Now machines with the canisters and the ink and everything's cleaner, even the wash up stuff is cleaner. The folding machines have presets where you're pushing dials. You're not folding paper to adjust your paper thickness on the folder anymore. Like all this automation makes it clean. A lot of the print shops are air conditioned and beautifully kept. So the environment is good. I mean, I've been to a few not long ago that are still living in the 70s, right? And they have every envelope box that's still half full that they never used, piling up with 3 inches of dust on it.
Yes, sir.
Which was kind of like a flashback. But the marketing is not just for customers. It's for you to promote the company. I have seen so many bad websites. I have seen, and we're in 2025, right? You could whip up for minimal money a great looking website. Might not have all the SEO and all the stuff that you want for your lead gen, but make it look good. You need to have a mobile website, even if you're not selling online. And no one says everyone has to go web to print, but LinkedIn pages that aren't done, like, and every owner and every salesperson should think about how they interact when they're going out as a buyer of something. Right? They go in to buy a fishing boat. I just think of that because of the fishing.
Sure.
Or you go out to buy a car, or you're buying clothes, or you're buying audio equipment. You want to be treated a certain way. Well, but we don't necessarily treat people back that way in our industry.
Well, yes. And I couldn't agree with you more. And printers tend to make things harder than they need to be. And I mean, and we've done it too. And, I'm doing, myself and my leadership team's doing everything we can to try and make things much easier, but it's, why make things harder? Why make things more difficult when you could? The first thing you do when you're interested in anything at all, you Google. Just like you said, you Google it, or you use whatever search engine you've got, and you go to the website. And, we're actually in the process of updating our website right now, and we've done a really good job of rebuilding it and everything. But you could have a great video, just like you're saying, you could be doing great marketing. And if they land on a page that looks like it's from 1990, that's not going to play out well. People are going to be confused. They're going to say, is this the same company who did that video?
Well, I go on websites where people have news, like their latest news, and it's 3 years old.
Yes.
So take that section down.
Or
now it looks like
2021.
Right? No, but then it looks like you don't do anything if the news is 2 years old and you're not updating it.
Yes, sir.
Right? So like take it down. If you've got young people in the company, and there's a lot of them, and they all like fun, have a little internal contest for doing little videos on products or things you do or employees, and let them post it and put it on the company site. Right? You might not get it, but the younger people doing that, the people seeing it that get it now could relate to it and causes an interaction within their brain and perhaps a phone call.
Well, it's going to resonate with someone somewhere.
It's going to resonate with someone.
And if you're not putting it out there, hope is not a strategy. So you've got to be putting yourself out there. And even if it's an employee walking around doing a selfie video, just, we're printing this really, really cool job right now. Like, look at the spot, look at the foil, look at the spot gloss. This pocket folder has business card slits. We're going to bring this to a trade show. But just little tiny explainer videos like that, I think everyone's just scared. And I was definitely worried. I mean, that like I was going to look stupid, and that
I'm wearing a wig right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can take that off. I wore that.
I'm taking it off. I'm taking it off. I haven't had hair in years. I'm sweating and itchy.
We call that litho pattern baldness, Warren, here at Advertisers. Those who have been here longer than 10 years, definitely there's a similarity in all the men that have been here more than 10 years. A couple still have their hair, bastards.
Hey, when I started in print, I had an afro, right?
Yeah.
But hey,
I had a
no, but you're so right with all of that. I think we are in the greatest industry in the world, right? And I've said it before, and I will tell you why. And for everyone listening, like, clean your ears, take the wax out, make sure you hear what I say. We in the printing industry, we own the world. Without print and any kind of print, the world can't function. Think about it. From cooking instructions to medical instructions to directions to emergency exits to whatever you want, right? To selling a product, to this, to that. I mean, everything under the sun. The world can't function without print. And when I got into print, and I love selling, and the thing that I really loved about it more than anything was every single person I met anywhere was a potential customer for some form of print. Business card, wedding invitation, brochure, annual report, packaging, label, who cares? But I got to talk to everyone.
Yeah, the print is dead line really pisses me off because you can't walk outside of your house and not see printing somewhere on a car, a street sign, a restaurant, while you're driving. Their print is everywhere, and it's a deeply, deeply ingrained part of your lives that people aren't even putting together or realizing. And I just think that's a very naive thing to say to anyone who that gets up and goes outside once a day. I mean, printing is everywhere, and it helps us live our lives better. It enhances everyone's lives, and it's crazy to think any other thought otherwise.
So I'll tell you, when someone says to me, because everyone knows I'm in print. Everyone knows I'm in print. I'm pretty loud about it. Even my friends, everywhere I go, I'm looking, touching, feeling. And when someone says to me, well, there's Prince dead. I really have to hold my shit together, because it's as if something comes over me and I can't control myself, and I go off on another rant. And the rant goes like this. What do you mean print is dead? You wake up in the morning, look at your table beside your bed. All your books that you read or don't read are sitting there. You go and you drag your ass into the bathroom and crack open some toilet paper. It's a printed bag. Then there's the Kleenex, your toothpaste. And if you're a woman, or I guess a man today, all your cosmetics and everything is coming in those boxes that's embellished. Then you go into the kitchen to eat something and everything you touch has printing on it. And then you get into your car and there's printing in the car, even if it's just the odometer's printed or a book or a label on the door. I'm only up an hour and everywhere I look. And then you continue with the rest of the day. And then I say to everybody, really, like, you don't realize everything you buy comes in a package or a wrap or a seal? I said, like, what do you mean print is dead? You go to an event, the banners everywhere. Go to a movie theater. They even still have those big pop-up corrugated signs that to promote the movies, right? So everywhere. And I just go off on people. We're after, I think they're going like, oh my God, I'm sorry I said that.
I got a quick story for you. A buddy of mine that I was working out with for a couple of years, he owns a digital marketing agency. And he had said, I mean, dude, I don't know why you're in the printing industry. You're going to be out of business in 5 years. Then I saw him pull on his hoodie that had a big graphic logo on the front of it. He was walking out the front door. He grabbed one of the brochures that was on the gym's front desk. And then he got into his car. And I counted like 3 or 4 things that he was, and his cell phone. His cell phone case had some sort of mosaic printed on the back of it. And I was just like, all right, you literally just showed me 4 things that you're using that are all printed. So, I just don't think people realize how ingrained it is into our society and everyday life.
They don't think. I mean, I would love to come up with, and I wanted to a little while ago, but it's a big undertaking. But I wanted to come up with like a national print awareness campaign, right? And not something cheesy, something fun, something screaming, something out there, right? Something when you show it to the older people, they're like offended. Yeah, they should be offended, because if they're not offended, we're not doing it right. Because everyone that we're selling now, listen, when you talk to more printers and who the customers are, the buyers are not as educated as they used to be. They're younger. They're coming in from different places. We have to find ways, if they said before that it was 7 or 8 touches before you get to meet a customer, maybe now it's 12 to 14, right? Because it's harder to see them and harder to get to them. And too many salespeople stop right before they're about to actually reach them. Yes. They're afraid that they don't cross the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to market to those people. We have to talk about what we do. It's a never ending, listen, any business is never ending marketing and pushing what you do.
Well,
right?
I mean, that's the thing is, and I've seen a lot of printers do this, and we were guilty of it years ago too. Is, you know, you have customers that are running direct mail campaigns, and they're sending a postcard every quarter. Throwing out nonprofits out there. They're doing that because it's working. And then the printer sends a postcard, and they say, "Well, we didn't get any phone calls on the one postcard that you sent to your customers in a list of 500. You've got to be in front of these people 24/7. You've got to be in their faces as much as possible so you are top of mind when they do have a need. And if you're not putting yourself out there, you can't just cross your fingers and pray that the customers are going to show up. Yeah, you're tying your own noose if you're not putting yourself out there.
Well, so this is the other thing, right? And excuse me. The other thing is this: to all these printers out there, you nailed it on the head, right? I talked to one printer who says, "Oh, well, we did a mailing." I go, "Well, can you show me the mailing?" And he showed it to me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be mean, but like, what are you wasting your time and energy and money for? Who created this, right? There are marketing creative people, and then there are graphic artists. And the first thing that print owners need to do is, you don't need a graphic artist. You need a creative marketing person so that you have a message, not just throwing together images in a color. That's number one. Number two, excuse me, I think every printer, right, that does any form of direct mail, and even if they don't, they could do it for themselves. Make a list of 1,000 people within 2 miles, 3 miles of your business, because it's all businesses. And then just make a plan for 6 to 12 months, every month, to do a mailing, personalized mailing, a postcard, something. First of all, and I'll tell you why. Number one, what is it to mail a first class letter? $1, 80 cents, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Not even, depending on what you're doing.
Call it $1 for easy math,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
I was never good at math. So you do 1,000 a month. That's $1,000 times 12. That's $12,000 on postage. The printing, really, it's just your cost of some clicks if you're using digital, which is peanuts. The paper, chances are you've got enough paper lying around every month from jobs left over that's good quality that you could then use, which costs nothing.
Yes.
For the creative, you could team up with a good creative marketing person who could help you with your messages, and you could pay them what they need to be paid, or you could work a deal with them and barter some of their print and mailing maybe, or marketing for some of their customers. So it's not a big cash outlay, right? Not at all.
No.
But you're sending out 1,000 a month, and this is it. So let's say that the mail is 1,000, and let's say the production and the creative and all that other shit's 1,000. That's $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year to reach 1,000 people every month consistently. But no, you go hire someone who sells that doesn't know how to sell, or is a legacy salesperson, and pay them 50, 60, 70, 80 grand, and they're not going to see 4 people a week. Right? You spend the 24 grand, you keep the messaging alive, you keep it out there, you're building the leads, and now you're giving your salespeople leads, because the old days of cold calling are tougher and very few people really like it. I happen to like it. But very few people happen to like it and don't do it. Now you're giving your sales team a good running start, because you're supplying them with the good leads that are coming out from the people that you touched, right? But get this. It gets even better than that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. While you're doing all of this, and you're not just mailing, maybe you're doing some omni-channel, you're doing some email, you're doing some Pearl, you're doing some texting, whatever, but you're building your own live case study. So you have one at the end of a quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, the fourth quarter. You've now put together your own story. You can go out and talk about your own experience with your own expenditure, about what you did, and you're being straight. And you don't have to talk about another customer, because you can never mention their name as to what they did in those numbers, right? So you're putting your company out there, and you're generating leads for your sales team. And if you're hiring young salespeople who don't have the proper training, you have to train them, but you're also not setting them up to fail because you have leads. And then the other thing I've seen with people, with owners, is they'll go hire a salesperson, right? And we all know, when you hire a salesperson, first of all, if they're coming from another company and they tell you they have $1 million of book sales, you know they're only bringing 50 to 100 grand with you. If you think they're bringing more than that, get your head checked. Companies don't leave and follow salespeople anymore because they invest too much time and money with the people, their suppliers they're working with.
Yes.
Right? But when you hire a salesperson for wherever they are, whatever, and they're new to your company, it's 12 to 18 months before they're running on that treadmill and doing what you want. And most owners start to get that knee-jerk reaction in the third and fourth month because they're not seeing what they want to see. So if you do the marketing, if you do the mailing, you're covering a bunch of angles.
Well, make the smaller investment first. Well, just like you were saying with the printers who we hire the sales rep and then we're like, figure it out. Or you put on the equipment on the floor and
I'll
like,
figure it
it'll
out.
come. It'll come. And the investment's much smaller to get your name out there. And if you did that and you were just patient, you kind of figured out, if I send out X amount of postcards, I can expect X amount of return. You kind of get that formula going. Then you can kind of determine, hey, well, over the last year, we generated 70 leads. My established reps are pretty busy and they won't really be able to nurture these people. But if I bring in a new charismatic person, like, that's another thing. Your sales reps don't have to come from the printing industry for them to be effective. Like, I mean, it's great when they have knowledge, and my sales team, I would put them against any sales rep anywhere, and I am confident in their skills.
Key point, you said it before. The people that are green to our industry listen and learn better.
Yes, and they absorb the processes that are supposed to be followed, and they get excited about industries you may not be in and the new offerings that you have that, the established reps are kind of too busy to really dig into and really, really sell. So the whole point I know of this podcast was, if you're thinking about marketing or wondering about marketing and you're kind of worried about how to go about it, just start putting yourself out there and you're going to get the feedback you need to really dial in where you think your company needs to go. But if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not throwing out little explainer videos, if you're not showing the cool stuff your company's doing and how much you appreciate your team and your customers, how is anyone else ever going to know about you? You think people want to read 8 paragraphs on your website on something they're going to have to click links through to get to, and they're going to go, oh wow, this sounds like a great company. Make the 30-second video that they can see and go, hey, I think we buy pocket folders here. I'm going to forward this to my marketing person. This seems like a cool fitting company. Yeah, let's maybe reach out to them. If the videos aren't out there, if the marketing's not out there, those opportunities are never going to come.
Listen, I rarely read all the stuff on people's websites. I read the headlines. I read some of the first paragraphs of certain areas just to get a gist of what it is. I happen to be more visual, right? And there's so much content out there flying by us that you got to make it so that people can catch it and it's a little quick.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
When you go onto places and you got to read who they are, like, Don, I don't need you.
Yeah.
I mean, all people have to really do is think about how they operate in their own space when they're looking or how they're doing things and know that people are doing the same thing. So if your stuff doesn't appeal to you right away like that, it's not going to appeal to anybody else. Right? And actually, you just said before, if you're not doing any of that stuff and you don't know how to do your stuff, I'm going to make it easy for you. Just reach out to me. I'm happy to help. We don't have to do anything big and long, but I'm happy to help. I say I'm a print owner. I was a print owner. I still like to think I'm a print owner, but I'm also one of the only people out there, I think, really promoting print the way I am and from the printer perspective. I don't care about the OEMs or any of that. I only care about we as printers are doing, what print owners are doing, that they're being successful, that they're spending the money in the right places, that they're not bleeding, that they're not listening and get sold false bill of goods. At the end of the day, to all the print owners out there, we're owners, we're entrepreneurs, we put everything on the line, right? You buy a press, everybody at the press company, they all get paid and it's never a problem. For the next 7 years, it's your problem. So I want to make sure that you guys, girls, everybody, just doing it right. There are no secrets, right? There are no secrets. You have to do what you have to do.
Don't overcomplicate it. Printers love to overcomplicate things. And yes, Warren, you have the experience. You were a business owner, and you understand what printers have to do to get noticed and recognized and get business out there. So yeah, if any listeners are thinking, well, how am I going to go out this marketing campaign? If you can't do it yourselves, call Warren, or
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be anything big. Listen, you know what? The truth is, when everybody knows that video, right? When people, it's still going. I still love it. It's on my YouTube channel. Go see it if you didn't see it, and just pee in your pants laughing. But when I did people ask me about that video now. So what were you thinking? And I say to them, well, I had this vision, right? And that's bullshit. I had no vision. I did the video because I saw something and it was just for fun, and we were a fun company and having fun. But as soon as that video came out, right, and I was a young pup, and those numbers started rolling and going around to industry things, I started to realize then, and I was no marketing person. I didn't even know anything. I was just some dumb kid on the street. And I just started realizing, oh my God, I'm developing a brand. And then to a lot of people in the industry, I wasn't even a competitor. I was like the video guy. I was the marketing guy. I was the young guy who's kicking the old generation and doing it the new way. And the video's still good today. I mean, actually, I look better today. I'm a few pounds lighter. But really, I didn't know anything. I took it. I embraced it. I learned from it. I grew with it. And today, just trying to keep it alive, printing's alive, and expand on it. And I really just want to make sure that the people in our industry are successful and minimizing the mistakes and learning from the mistakes. Because today you cannot build it. Today, if you build it, they will not come unless you put something out there.
Yes, sir.
So, so like going back to why I had you here, I see your stuff pop up and it leaves me laughing and smiling, and it's memorable.
Thank you.
Right. But that's what you want, or that's what any owner should want.
Well, and Warren, thank you so much for having me. And this is just reassuring that we are going in the right direction, and we are figuring out this whole marketing thing. And we've got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do on our website. We got a lot of work to do on our new wide format offering. But I don't know that we wouldn't have gotten there without
if you didn't see my video.
No, if we didn't see your video. Well, and actually trying to put ourselves out there and figuring out what we really need to be doing and saying to be generating new leads and new interest in our company. We would have never gotten that feedback if we didn't just say, "Fuck it, we're going to put our names out there. We're going to make some videos, and we're going to see where this takes us." And last year was our second best revenue year. We're 10% ahead of last year, which is the second best revenue year in 102 years. We'll see how things shake out, but all I know is once we started getting a little more focused on our marketing, we got busier and everything came up. Got to work on the marketing metrics and everything as well, but we're light years ahead of where we were a couple of years ago.
Well, we'll save AI for another conversation, right? But AI could help you with a lot of those metrics.
Yes, sir.
And make it pretty simple. The other thing is, because we're going to get off in a minute, but to everybody listening, if you're not doing any type of video, do some video. You do not need to go to a professional video maker. Gather the folks in the company together and just ask who in the company is open to making some good, fun videos for us for social media. Watch what happens, right? And then you could just pick a few ideas, folding something, making something, finishing it. You don't want to put your customers' names out there, so you can kind of keep them covered or blurry. Or you ask the customer if they mind, if it's a really good customer and you're not afraid to lose them, right? But you can get your whole team doing stuff for you for nothing. Bring in some pizza one day to thank them. And watch how excited they get to be participating and helping you promote the company. They get to promote what they do. I'll just tell you the last thing that I did in my company from a marketing perspective. And this was more for the people within. So I originally saw a fishing magazine I was reading, and it's the editor signed off on the front page saying editor and angler. And I thought, oh my God, what a great idea. So I went to my business card and I made it founder and fisherman. And that's what I was giving out. But then I went, and every single person in the company, I think at the time, maybe there was 80, 90, 100 people, everybody got a business card with their title and with their passion or hobby. even the pressmen. I mean, they didn't get an email address and they didn't get their cell numbers on the card because I didn't want them giving out the card. People can call them, offer them jobs.
Yeah.
But what it does is, number one, it brought everyone together, gave everyone a bit of excitement, gave them an identity that they're part of the company, right? Then you're acknowledging them as people for the position and what their hobby is. So you got that whole thing going on. And when they're outside and they have cards and friends and whatever, they're a somebody. They feel good. But more importantly, with the founder and the fisherman, I talk about a business icebreaker. Any meeting I went to, anywhere I went, no matter what it was, and I gave out a card, the first thing they did was they look at the card and they go, founder and fisherman, like, oh, did you mean flounder? And I'm like, you can call me whatever you want as long as you call me. And then everybody has a grandmother, grandfather, grandson, son, whatever, a fishing story.
Yes, they do.
So you're marketing yourself. And I didn't know then what I was doing again. It only all occurred to me later. I just thought founder and fisherman was cool, right? But all those little things that cost you nothing to bring your team together that allow you to market yourself to the company, and it allows them to market the company to everyone around them. Little things.
I got a great fish story if you want to hear it real quick.
I always want to hear fish stories.
All right. So this was when my dad and grandfather took us fishing when we were in Orlando, probably when I was 12 and my brother was 10. And the guide who took us out fishing for bass, young dude, early 20s, maybe mid 20s, looked like he hadn't slept yet. Great. He had a good night party and whatever. So we're on the boat a couple hours and we're all tossing lines in and we bring in a couple of bass. But my grandfather snags an alligator gar. And he pulls it in and it's whipping around. Its teeth are sticking out, just gnarly looking. And the guide puts his hand down on its back. He goes, "This is an alligator gar. It hurts the best. You're going to stun it." And then bashes its brains in and throws it to the seagulls. So a pretty intense story, but my brother and I still laugh about that today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't kill anything actually.
Podcast or not.
No, it's listen, it's something that stays with you that your grandfather did and you kind of chuckle. Personally, like I only keep a fish if I'm going to eat it. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But those, listen, back then, not to go back in time, but back then things were different. Now we know more. Now we're more about conservation. We're about catch and release. We're about, making sure the fishery's good going forward. But we'll do another podcast, just a fishing podcast, because everybody I talk to has some fishing thing they want to say.
Absolutely. But the founder and fisherman's a good one because, made me want to tell you that insane story with that crazy guide in Florida. So, Warren,
well, you know what? Give me 1 sec. I've said it before, but I want people to hear this. I went in to see the CEO of a big company. Somebody got me the appointment, very kind. I went in to meet him. I don't really get intimidated by much. This was like a giant desk. It was like, I felt like this was, I was Fred Flintstone sitting in front of, Mr. Rubble in the office, old cartoon days. And he says to me, "You have 15 minutes. And I give him my card and he looks at it and he goes, founder and fisherman. He goes, "Do you mean flounder?" And then, that's where I got that one. Yeah. And then I said, "Call me what you want." And he goes, "You really like fishing?" And I said, "Yes." And he flips his screen around and he just came back from a salmon fishing trip. And from having 15 minutes, we spent 45 minutes talking about fishing and then skiing because he had pictures on his wall. So I touched on hey, where did you ski? I skied here, blah, blah, blah. Almost an hour together. And then he calls in 2 VP marketings. I end up doing a little bit of business with one. Okay. All walking in, knowing nothing, all handing him the card. Him telling me 15 minutes, me choking up, him looking at the card, and then an hour goes by. So point is to everybody listening, you just don't know. So put it out there, keep it real. It's all good. I hope everybody made it to the end of the podcast. I know it's not always easy. There's a lot of stuff going on in the real world. If you made it, share it. If you liked it, if you believe it, if you're another printer, please promote it to other printers and ask them to listen. If I could give anybody any ideas and help them out, well, that's what I'm here for. Kind of make a living doing that too. Alex, think your company's awesome. That's what got you here. I think you make a great leader. So thank you for that. I'll thank you on behalf of all your employees too, because most of them gotta love you. They don't all love us. Yeah. And any final words from you?
No, Warren, it's a pleasure to be on the podcast. Been watching them for a while. And always wanted to be a guest. And thank you very much. Happy to finally be here and honored to be here. And for the printers out there, Alex Fechner, Advertisers Printing. And, if you are confused about which way to tackle marketing or anything else, check my LinkedIn page or reach out. But Warren knows what he's doing. The bottom line here is the message to all. Don't be scared of marketing. Get out there, put your name out there, be consistent, and some good will come from it.
And don't be afraid to call other printers for help. We are a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and we're
Yes,
all the
sir.
hoods.
Absolutely.
But anyways, Alex, thank you so much. Everybody else, look forward to seeing you on the next one. If you know anybody who should be here, if you've got something you want to say that's really important, something new, something just great, funny, laughing, reach out to me. Let me know. Love to have you. Otherwise, Warren Werbit, you know I love printing. Printing's alive.
Thanks, Warren.
Cheers.